Hi everyone, it's Zordar here. Thought I'd show you a game I've been playing recently called Timber and Stone. Timber and Stone is a voxel-based sandbox game, similar to Dwarf Fortress and Nemoria, if you know that style of games. So you start off with a small band of settlers and some resources. You go into a randomly generated world and you give them directions on how to set up a settlement, start growing food, make items for them to use, defend against enemies, try and attract new settlers to grow your town. So this is the first town which I've made, called Haven. Not as large as some of the ones I've seen on the forums, but then this is my first one and I'm quite happy with how it's coming along. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take control of this settler here, Forager Mary, who I've turned into an adventurer, and I can now see the world through her eyes. So this is the world of Timber and Stone. So let's set off and find Haven. Should be down this path here. Should be just over the hill. And there we have Haven coming into view. Lying on the ground here we've got a skeleton from last night's attack. We had a necromancer and a band of skeletons decided they wanted to drop in and pay us a visit, but we managed to fight them off successfully. Now over here is a bit of scorched earth from where the necromancer was throwing fireballs around and things were catching fire. So I've got walls up around Haven. They're not as high as I want them to be yet, but we're slowly working on it. I'm building a moat, a dry moat around the castle walls to try and keep them away from the walls as well. Unfortunately this map's got no water, or I'd be able to fill this up with water and add some extra protection. The entrance to Haven has got 3 studded doors. The enemy has to bash their way through each of these doors to get in, and in the meantime the archers are standing on top and peppering them with arrows. Once they manage to get in, we've got a guard station here. We'd normally have 4 guards on duty, but half are rostered off on sleep at the moment. So once they come through here and been weakened by the archers, the infantry should be able to clean them up. Next door to the main gate we have the soldiers' barracks. So this is where the infantry and archers come to sleep. So they're on a strict roster to make sure we've got protection at all times. Eventually I'll put a roof on here as well. Next to the guard area we have the training dummies. Every settler that joins my village undergoes compulsory military training up to level 11 infantry using the training dummies, and they're all equipped with light armour, shield and sword. That way, if worst comes to worst, every settler is able to defend a village. Over on this side we have the archery targets, so any new archers can train up their archery before reaching real combat. Now the walls I'm making 3 thick. We've got castle brick wall on the inside and the outside, and in the centre we have raw stone. Now the raw stone doesn't burn, so that's trying to add a bit of fireproofing to the wall, so if the wall does catch fire from something like a necromancer, then it will still offer protection because the central core won't burn. So eventually I'll make these about 5 or 6 high, which will be quite formidable. Now what we have over there is just a temporary farming area, which I'm going to move the farms outside of the walls, and that's where this miner is currently digging out all the stone. We're going to replace with dirt and have the farms out here in a fenced off area, along with a farmhouse for the farmers. Here comes one of my patrolling archers. So let's go inside the settlement now. So over here we have the temporary farming area. So the farmers grow all the food crops, and also crops like flax and cotton, which was used for crafting, and wheat for the animals and for crafting as well. So you can see them busily at work here. Over here we have the forge and anvil and workbench area. So this is where the blacksmith and the stonemason do their work. Eventually I'll have individual houses for the major professions inside here, and all their tools of the trade will be at their house. This is the town hall here, currently under construction. I'm still putting the roof on. I think it's going to be quite nice when it's finished. The town square here is where everybody comes when they are idle, so they can come and sit here and talk and rest. Any merchants that visit the town also come to the town square as well. Lumber storage and timber workbench for the carpenter to do his thing. And we'll just head inside now. So here we have a cosy little common room. Be nice if we ever get the carpets or rugs that we can put on the floor. The tailor has her equipment in here temporarily until I can get a tailor's house built. Downstairs I have a basement where I can put all my storage items, tuck them out of the way nice and neatly out of sight. Upstairs we have the dormitory, so everybody who isn't a military, infantry or archer comes to sleep here when they are tired. Just got some temporary scaffolding there so the workers can get up onto the roof to build the roof. So eventually when I get a lot more houses built, there'll be less beds in here and I can put in some proper furniture. Out the back is where we have our farm area. Out here the herders look after the animals. So we've got chickens for feathers and for food, sheep for wool, and boars for animal fur. Out of the way, sheep. Alright, fine, I'll go over the fence. Down here we have the mine. So when my miners aren't upstairs doing jobs that I've assigned them up there, they come down here looking for precious metals in the walls and collecting the necessary stone for building up the walls. So you can see various ores there to be mined out. So that's the settlement of Haven so far. It's only a small settlement so far, but it's reasonably secure. and the people can go about doing their chores without any fears. So I've hoped you've enjoyed this tour of Haven, and I'm just going to go back out to the main game view, and you can see Haven from the air. Oh, we've got a new migrant. Okay, we'll accept you, Kurt Thompson. Thank you. So this is Haven from the air, so you can see what I've built. Thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. Goodbye.